And also, it is my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Yukako Yagi. She's a Director of Pathology Digital Imaging in Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, MSKCC in New York, United States of America. Due to the time difference, she has kindly offered recording of her talk. I would like, before starting, I would like to announce to the attendees, please post your questions to Q&A. It will be discussed at the end of the session. So please post your question. Thank you. Okay, let's proceed with Dr. Yukako Yagi's talk. Thank you.
Thanks. Dr. Yagi is actually live, which would
really?
mean that she is actually late. She stayed up really late for this talk. Thank you,
oh my goodness,
Prof.
thank
Yagi.
you.
Can you see my Can you see my screen now?
Yes,
yes.
we can see it. Thank you.
So first, I'd like to congratulate establishing a new society. So I'm originally from Japan and I'm Asia, so I'm very happy to participate. So today's my talk is whole tissue imaging and whole block imaging and whole slide imaging in pathology practice and research. And this is an example of whole block imaging, a whole tissue imaging. So we just scan resected tissue using micro CT. So we can see like inside of colon, this is a colorectal specimen. And this one also whole tissue imaging of lung. So left side is more like histology image, but the right side is we focusing more like seeing the vasculature. So we can see many ways we want. And this is whole block imaging. We scan entire block, just scanning. So, so the good thing is like we don't need to stain, we don't need to section, and we can view any way we want, like I show, like more histology image or radiology type of image. And why we need to do whole tissue imaging, whole block imaging, because many people, and we also like to do like many multimodality study, like between in vivo and ex vivo. But the size of the image, like resolution, like micron to macro, so it's very different. So probably we need new imaging modality to connect between modality. Sorry, I cannot see my slide somehow. So this is example of multimodality imaging we worked on. So pathologists and radiologists, they wanted to see the correlate, like histology, one part of the whole slide image, histology image, where how it looks like in MRI, or like MRI white matter, how it looks like in histology. So to do that, we had to do histology 3D, and to create histology 3D, whole slide image-based histology 3D, it's a long time and a lot of work, and they also cost a lot because we had to pay like $10 per slide for H&E stain. So if we create the entire brain, we have to pay like $800,000. It's a lot of money. So it's very hard. Technically, it's difficult, and also financially, it's hard. So that's why we are looking for something. So we found micro CT. So the reason we use micro CT most importantly, the system was available for us. And also no limitation of depth and the size of sample. So, and scan or any type of tissue and any organ and fresh or fixed or like tissue in any size of paraffin block. And then all our histology 3D whole slide image-based 3D imaging experience. And also we did many digital stain on histology slide. That kind of experience or very useful for this system. So this is microCT, and we scan fresh tissue. We scan like 3 minutes to 20 minutes. Fresh and fixed tissue, we spend maybe 10 to 20 minutes, but fresh tissue, 3 to 5 minutes. So the resolution is 5 to 15 micron. And then block, we scan 5 to 15 hours. So because we still investigating how far, how close we can get the image quality between histology slide. So the resolution is 1 micron to 15 micron. And then after scanning, it's everything automated process, but we have to reconstruct the image and also visualize. So once we know how to do it, so right now we can create look like it's an fresh tissue image just after the scanning. So this image is breast tissue. You can see the cancer in the middle. So then we scan, as I said, fresh tissue scanning with microCT, and then block also scanning, and then something where using whole block imaging, we can tell where we really want to see the histology slide. We can create a slide and scanning. So this next one is an example of thyroid cancer in whole block imaging. So thyroid cancer is the most common endocrine malignancy. So the key item we have to see in thyroid cancer is the presence of capsular invasion, and the presence of vascular invasion, and the presence of nodal metastasis. And then this is example of histology, real histology slide, how it looks like non-invasive and invasive. So how we look at whole block imaging or whole tissue imaging. So usually we start from low power, like similar to whole slide imaging. So we can select the area and zoom, and you can see the depth and the 3D imaging. So after this study, so we found point of entry is the kind of definition of capsular invasion. So finding a number of point of entry is very important for thyroid cancer. So using histology, just a histology slide, we found only 1 point of entry, but using whole block imaging, we found 4. So we found additional 3 point of entry. So how it looks like, this is the whole block imaging. You can see the capsular invasion. And then we found additional 2 more, and another starting capsular invasion. So this one, like, when I go through the entire block, you can see the capsular invasion part. And this is histology images, whole slide image 3D. So how different. So actually thyroid is a difficult section very nicely. So that's why the histology slide has many tissue artifacts. But whole block imaging, we didn't see any artifact. And also we can detect segment metastasis in lymph node. And also can measure the volume. So the pink part is segmented metastasis area, this lymph node. So through this study, we found microCT reveals additional foci of capsular invasion not seen by routine H&E slide. So the microCT helps confirm the current criteria used to define capsular invasion and vascular invasion and identification the point of capsular penetration and the volumetric assessment of metastatic papillary thyroid carcinoma to lymph node by microCT is feasible. So after this study, so current our purpose of whole block imaging is what can we see additional information using microCT. So and we already scan almost 3,000 samples, and then we have many projects in colorectal cancer, GI, and GYN, and lung, and more. So we have published like 10 papers so far. So, and then also the whole block image and whole slide image, we use both, and whole tissue imaging. The management of data is very important. So we develop multi-modality database system to see all images of one case. So next, whole tissue imaging example using evaluation of gastric ESD sample specimen. So endoscopic submucosal dissection very popular in Japan, but not so popular in United States. So we remove tissue, the cancer part, suspicious part from during the endoscopy. Then like we slice 2 millimeter apart and we look at slide, so every 2 millimeter. So how about like yellow lines between slide and slide, what's going on? So we cannot see in current method. But using microCT whole tissue imaging, we can see the everything. So we can go through. So this area, we see the margin positive. So the margin positive was between slide 5 and slide 6. So if we look at only slide 5 and slide 6, no margin, like all margins negative. But we found the positive area between clinical slide number 5 and number 6. So also using my whole tissue imaging, we can identify whether tumor and submucosal or tissue layer in the tissue in the colon. And also we can measure the depth of invasion more accurate than histology slide. So next, evaluation of lung cancer. So we were using history whole slide imaging for STAS study, spread through airspace study of adenocarcinoma in the beginning. So usually we section 200 or 300 serial section from per block, and then H&E stain or fluorescence stain in multiplex immunofluorescence, and also digitize and create 3D. So then we prove like how stars spread through airspace, surviving in airspace. So we found all the stars attached to alveolar wall at some point in histology slide. So we demonstrated using whole slide image-based 3D imaging. And this one, immunofluorescence. But this study also, sorry. Yeah, it's a lot of money if we section 300 slide and we stain and especially immunofluorescence. So it's a lot of money. So we shifted to combination with whole slide image and whole block image. So this is the stats how it looks like in micro CT. And we can find how it looks like in micro CT. So all tissue pattern, also lipidic and papillary or acinar and solid and micropapillary, we can identify in micro CT. The left side is histology slide and the left side is micro CT and the right side is opposite. So left side is histology whole slide image and the right side is micro CT. So we also did the endocrine tumor, so solid type pattern type of stars. So using whole block image, without using any whole slide image, and we could identify the connection of tumor island type of stars and the main tumor. So this was the stars. So this one example of connection like in vivo imaging ex vivo. This is mouse in vivo imaging and we found kidney. So then kidney we resected, we remove and we create scan with micro CT and create the image. And then one part of area, we wanted to observe more detail of glomeruli. So we made histology 3D. So it's a combination of micro CT 3D and histology, whole slide image-based histology 3D. Then using histology whole slide image-based 3D, we can remove, extract only glomeruli, and also visualize and count the number of nuclei if you want. And also like a tissue artifact, we have sometimes like we're missing some tissue in the slide. So we can, because we're using digital, we can repair this area using whole block imaging. So left side is micro CT whole block imaging, like virtual H&E slide from micro CT. And then this is a histology slide. So that we use micro CT part of image to create, to repair this histology image. So the AI integration that we've been working on, and today I don't have time to show, but yeah, to use in diagnosis, we try to create AI to show what we found, like what we could find in whole block imaging, whole tissue imaging when pathologists look at whole slide image together. And because it's additional image, so we don't want pathologists to spend a lot of time to observe entire tissue block. So like we're going to do automate. So the last slide and the whole tissue image and the whole block image can reveal additional information beyond what can be seen from H&E in pathology diagnosis. And combining whole slide and whole block and whole tissue imaging, all tissue from patient, we can evaluate. So, and it brings more precise diagnosis and also may bring new classification. And AI algorithm and workflow integration are must, and that they are ongoing. And speed and quality of whole block image are going to be improved soon, probably 1 to 2 years. And I want to imagine future workflow with new technology and during the technology and system development. And I'd like to thank to 3D Histech and Nikon and Hamamatsu for supporting our research and also the people in my lab. Thank you.
Many thanks to Prof. Yagi for her excellent presentation.